Hello and welcome to today's video. As you can see, not in my normal setup, as we're going to try and do some content while I'm on vacation. Daily content. Comment down below with topics you'd like me to discuss going forward. This one's more so piggybacking off of last week's discourse and rambling video I had about Lol Esports and streaming. Personally, I'm very open about the fact that I think that it's not all that difficult to actually maximize, or at least at the very least improve a player's stature, team stature, etc. in the current LOL esports space, in an esports space in general. Damn it. This thing is so set up, all screwed up. So the deal is we have a situation where we've got players that are really not building up their value. They're not, making themselves known. Teams are not maximizing on what their players could provide for them. And in part, I'm going to move this camera. I feel weird trying to do a video like this to begin with, but regardless. So we have why are teams not putting their players out into the ether more? Why are they not saying, hey, let's let's put them out there more? Who's the face of your team? Are they okay? They're doing a weekly podcast. They're doing some BS meme video. Personally, that's not for me. If your team is posting memes and that's the way that they're I think I saw which team was just, SK might have been looking for a social media manager, and they're like, you have to be up to date on memes. I understand you do, but that is not, if you're focusing on memes and not wins, what are we doing here? Well, personally, I just feel like you should educate the fan base. I talk about Vivo Keat Stars all the time, and the way that Seal approaches things and how transparent he is with the fan base, and how, personally, I've been saying that for years. That's how you should do it. And I think you should kind of, if you sign players, you have to say right off the rip, hey, when you join my team, these are the expectations. We're going to expect to put you out there, and you're going to have to be comfortable with that enough to do your job. And this is going to be part of your job. It's going to be interacting with the fan base, educating the fan base, giving them some insight that maybe other teams don't give their fans. And you say, oh, well, the community's too toxic, this and that. It's part of the job. Don't get me wrong, it shouldn't happen. But the point is, it is part of the job. So do the job, right? Give them, everybody sees what happened on the Rift. Now explain why it happened on the Rift. I just was listening to an interview from this past week at the Super Bowl, and Greg Olsen said that, fans of the NFL watch Fox and watch the NFL, but the fans see why a catch, oh, look at that great catch. And it's yeah, but why did that catch happen? What transpired to cause that? Why did that play get called? Why did the quarterback necessarily go there? What are the factors that play into that? Okay, so if a team makes a call, for Adicon or Barron or Drake over this or that, and a fan asks, hey, why did you do that? That play didn't make sense. You lost that team fight. Somebody has to have the balls to come out and say, this is why we did it. And so often that does not happen. Teams are afraid. Players are afraid of actually coming out and saying why it happened. And you're like, oh, well, we don't want to give insight and scouting. This bullshit. That's BS. Macro is not some secret, don't get me wrong. I guess you could say, okay, well, we value this more than that, and we think that that's special and unique to us, and maybe it is. But at the same time, a lot of it's already clear as day, or at least somewhat. So, I don't know, tell somebody that that's what you're doing. Say, this is what we saw, and this is why we did it, and this is why it didn't work. And I always say, after the game, you have the players that won up there on stage explaining, oh, this is the plays and this and that. Well, after the game, win or loss, you should have somebody from the team take questions, just like a professional sport. You want to be treated like a professional sport, you got to act like one. And part of it is media literacy. And part of it is answering the tough questions and being ready to take the feedback. Like, I joked last week on the Discord, like, give me a team and watch what happens. And it's not a matter of winning any. We could lose every game, but I feel like fan engagement would be much better than it is with the teams and orgs that are out there now, especially in LTA. So it's like one of those things where it's like it's inexcusable. The effort sucks, in my opinion. And if it's not effort, it's just completely being ignorant to what needs to happen, what you need to do to succeed. You know, I don't care about like some stupid like content. Like, I understand some people like content. I don't watch any content. I don't watch any. That giggle and laugh crap that people post, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with it. I want something serious. I want something that's real, that I know is genuine. Or at the very least, try and fake me out. But oftentimes I find that not to be really the case. You know, we may see it during the one podcast a week where, oh, we got a couple pros talking now. Or, oh, we have this podcast or that podcast. Well, what about right after the fucking game? Oh, I'm not sure yet. That's a valid answer. Well, midweek, why don't we have another thing where, hey, a couple other players go up and we're going to talk about, you know, maybe someone's got a question about this upcoming matchup. Maybe it's got a question about what you see here or there. You know, in streaming scrims, what's the harm? I mean, I don't know. I think about like pro sports. I'm looking at pro sports in a big way. You know, I went to school to be, you know, high up in a sports organization. I have a degree in that field. It's not to say that I know everything, because I think honestly a lot of it's common sense. Maybe it's common sense to me because of the education part of it, but personally I just think it's common sense, a lot of it, and people just don't have it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't have a lot of sympathy for players that have been around for a couple of years that clearly didn't take advantage of Champions Queue, etc. I don't. I think that there was an opportunity there that was wasted. And that was a big reason why that they're struggling now, and a big reason why they you know, need to change. And teams need to kind of force it on the players. And you could say, well, they can't force them to do anything. No, force them. By force them, I mean, hey, come November, you want to sign a contract with XY team? Okay, well, part of this contract is we're going to do it this way, and you're going to participate. If you don't want to participate, don't sign it. You know, and I think there are other cool ways I could implement ideas to make a team a little bit more, I don't know, transparent, and allow fans to interact with it more on a more serious basis. So it's just, I don't know, it's one of those, just, I think there's so many ways to do it, and they're not doing it, and I don't get why. And, you know, they got a big stage, a big platform in a major region, or a, you know, tier 1 world's qualifying region. They're not taking advantage of it. So, excuse me, I don't know. It's just, it's nonsense. So, if you stayed to the end, thank you for watching. Not my typical content. I don't even know how I'm gonna handle this thumbnail. I really don't know how I'm gonna do that. Either way, though, comment down below with anything you'd like me to discuss. You know, tomorrow I do hope to have enough stats and research ready to go for either a 15-3 video or an LEC winter split all-pro video, where I'll, you know, take my OBS and put my streaming setup up on the screen or whatever, and put Excel behind me or something, and go over some stats. That's also a possibility. But if you like these rambling videos, comment down below. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.